They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam,
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe. And is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
What, man? Welcome to the show. It's to Get Your Happy On Hour. It's on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons. Hey, before we get started tonight, got a couple of quick announcements I need to get out there. Also, I'm going to need your help with this one. I got to give a big shout out to Kiwanis Club of Lincoln, man. They've been real supportive of my show. Means a lot to me, and I respect what they're doing. You know, they're trying to help the youth. And also, if someone is interested in helping out the Kiwanis Club, as far as donations and stuff, how do they reach out to Kiwanis?
Super simple. The easiest way is to go to their website, lincolnkiwanis.org, not .com, .org. It'll take you there. You'll see a picture of all these kids running. They look happy. They look smiling. And it's very simple to get to. Up at the very top of the page, you'll see the word members. Actually, guess. Guess is the way to go. You can make a donation to their 501c3, tax deductible, easy peasy. Or if you know what Kiwanis is, you're all about it. Click on guests. Once you hit to guest, it'll take you to another page where you just click become a member. And just like that, become a member.
That's simple.
Easy. 3 clicks.
Man, hey, you know what? But like I said, big shout out to Kiwanis Club, man. You guys are doing big things, and I want you guys to continue. And I look forward to being y'all speaker, too, in a month. So thank you for the opportunity to do that. Also, I started this movement called the Get Your Happy On movement. And it's really been taking off, man. And I want to ask Austin one more time, man, how do people join the Get Your Happy On movement? What do they have to do to get their own stuff?
This is a super fun one that I highly suggest you do. RickyCSimmons.com. You can start there. If you want to read all about Ricky, get to know him a little bit, you start there. If you want to go straight to the merch, you already know enough about him, heard him talking about this. You call the shirt, RickyCSimmons.com/shop-home. RickyCSimmons.com/shop-home. And you're there. You got everything. Ricky, what's your favorite thing you got for sale?
Well, I got
you got the shirts on.
I got the shirts. And my guest is also my big brother. So he done joined the movement. And we got shirts, we got hoodies, we got sweatshirts, we got tumblers, we got 20-ounce and 32-ounce tumblers. We even got masks. And we also, we also have, what else have we got on there? We got all different colors.
Tank top, different colors.
Tank top, yeah. Yeah, we got all kinds of things. You just need to go on the website, man, and check it out and get your shop on. And also, once you do purchase something, man, take a picture and post it and, tag me in it. And, I like to acknowledge people for joining the Get Your Happy On movement because it's a positive thing. I mean, it's something that's make people smile, man, because there's enough negativity already out there. So join the movement, Get Your Happy On, and be sure and post a picture and tag me whenever you purchase something. Appreciate the support in advance. Well, I got to be honest with y'all. It's the holiday weekend. And I know the 4th of July is not until Tuesday. I get it. But I know some of y'all out there been kicking it for the last 2 days. Y'all, you're not fooling me. You've been real motivated ever since Friday. Soon as you got off work Friday, it was on. And it probably won't stop till Tuesday night. But that's okay. All I have to ask is, please be safe, because it's a lot of unique things happen during holidays and people start to being a little out of character. So I know you can read between the lines. I'm trying to keep it positive here. I'm finna get right to my guest. My guest is like a big brother to me. His name is Oudious Lee. He's a former Husker. And I'm gonna tell y'all something about him first. Oudious, they should have kicked Oudious out of school because he wouldn't go to recess. This dude don't play. I mean, he's on one of those guys, them black shirts. You know what I'm talking about. All them black shirts need anger management. When they're on the field, them dudes they just mean for no reason. But I'm honored to have him on the show tonight. Oudious, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Good.
You doing all right?
I'm doing great.
Well, tell me this, Oudious. Where did the name Oudious come from?
That's a great question. And the word odious, my name is spelled differently than what you would find in the dictionary. In the dictionary, it's Odious, and that means horrid, gross, rank, deserved of hatred. It's a bad word.
Black shirt.
And now, I'm a history teacher, so anyway, and in 1948, Harry Truman signed Executive Order 9981, which desegregated all federal facilities and the military.
Wow.
My father's name was spelled Audis, and he went into the Air Force. And when he went into the Air Force, he's this poor black dude from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He don't know. But his name went into the computer Audis, and somebody decided to make it to change it, and it was Oudious. And he liked it, and he kept it and gave it to me.
Oh man,
so that's where it came from.
Odiously. Now, Otis, you grew up in Omaha, is that correct?
Yes, sir. South Omaha. SOB stands for South Omaha boy. That's
okay. Thank you for clarifying that, because I was definitely starting to wonder. I was like, also get ready to hit the button.
No, man. That's what it's. So yeah, South Omaha. The house that it was a fourplex, and the one we lived in, my father was a packing house worker, and we lived in this house, 2802 R Street. It's a vacant lot now.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it's kind of fun because I'm an instructor for Metro. I'm an adjunct instructor for Metro Community College up in Omaha. And a lot of times I'm teaching classes on this South Campus.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm teaching my Black History class, I'm telling my students, I grew up one block. Literally, I'm one block from where I grew up at. And so yeah, I was a problem as a child, and I wound up in Boys Town for 3 years, 29 days, and 21 hours. Not that I was counting or anything.
Well, hold on for just a second. Now, I never knew that part. I never knew you went to Boys Town.
Yeah.
Wow.
I won't get into all
Well,
the
I'll put it this way. Okay, after you Boys Town, did you go to high school in Boys Town, or did you go to high school?
I came out of Boys Town at right before my 8th grade year.
Okay.
And I went to a parochial school. That's St. Agnes. That's not there anymore. I did that for a year. And because my mom didn't want me to go back up to the public school where I got kicked out.
Okay.
3-4 times. She didn't want me going back up there. But as a 9th grader, she said, you can go up there. So I went to that school, and everything was. I was a good citizen.
Okay, so you managed to stay in public schools.
I was a good citizen. Oh
yeah,
and then left there. Now they used to have 7th, 8th, and 9th graders in the same school. They had a junior high system. They had 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Right.
So I was a 9th grader, and I left there, went to Omaha South, and now today they have 9 through 12 in the high school, which
correct
is a big mistake in my opinion. But at that time they had 10, 11, 12.
Right.
I went to Omaha South, and I was there. I graduated from South, barely graduated.
So you got through though.
In 1975, and went down to Nebraska. And a funny story at when I was at South, the coach there was John Feynman, and Feynman he wanted to run a 4-4 defense. And I was the defense. I backed up both defensive ends. But one day during camp, he said, Oudious, go in there and just line up on the center. And this is what I want you to do to go right. And this is what I want you to do when you go left. And I was all over. I was a sophomore. I'm all over the field. But Feynman is so hard-headed that he didn't want to change the defense. And the defensive coordinator, Lad Nemechek, it took him a year to get John to change the defense. And my junior year, we had changed to the defense to a 5-man front, and I was a nose guard, and that's when my star took off.
Okay.
The first game of the year, we played Benson, and they had the All Metro Center from the year before, and I had about 20 tackles.
So you was all
over the place. And I tell my son this story. I'm like, son, if you want a reputation, you go find somebody that's got one, and you beat him down.
Right.
And that's how you get a reputation. And the next day, I looked in the front page of the sports section, and there was my picture.
Wow.
And so, but yeah, that's when my little star took off. And
so you graduated from Omaha South?
Omaha South. I graduated from there in 75. Went to Nebraska.
What made you choose Nebraska? Let's get to that part first, because I mean,
that's a great question.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying you had some success in high school, so you probably had other offers.
I did.
Okay, so tell me what other offers you had, and then tell me why you chose Nebraska.
Colorado, both Kansas schools were sniffing around. There's a couple of junior colleges out in California, because I didn't have the best grades.
Gotcha.
I barely got out of high school, so I had some other options.
Okay, but why did you choose Nebraska, man?
Well, I'm a mama's boy.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm a mama's boy, and I didn't want to. And I'll be honest with you. At 19 years old, I wasn't mature enough to go anywhere else.
I got you.
And so it's like, well, I'm gonna go down the street here.
Right.
And I always tell young, because I see a lot of young fellas that are gonna go off to college, and I always tell them, if you're mature enough to go somewhere else, go, because it will develop you as a person. Because I had a lot of once I got out of Nebraska, I had a lot of personal growth that I needed to do.
Gotcha.
But I was a mama's boy.
so I made that decision pretty easy.
I was a mama's boy, and I wasn't going to go very far from home.
Well, when you got to Nebraska, I know it had to be a challenge, because I know this is going to come as a surprise to a lot of people that are 25 and under, but there was a time when Nebraska was very relevant. Hey, and I'm not knocking. I mean, I'm not knocking. I'm a diehard fan, but I speak to a lot of these youth that are 20 and under, and they weren't alive when Nebraska was relevant. So when I tell them I played for Nebraska, they be kind of like, wow, man, so I'm sorry. I'm like, no, dude, we were actually once upon a time, we were a pretty good team.
We won games.
Yeah, exactly. So
lots of them.
Yeah, so I'm not bashing y'all. I'm just being honest. But when you first got here, what was your experience like? I mean, did you get the chance to play right away, or did you play freshman ball? What did you do?
I played freshman ball. And my first 2 years down here were tough. I just didn't. There was a lot of, from a technical standpoint, there was a lot of, I had to grow a lot. My coaches back in high school, bless their hearts, there were some things that I had to learn once I got here. Just a lot of technical stuff.
So the stuff you was doing in high school didn't
it didn't work down here. People were laughing at me. They laughing at me down here, because see, Coach Nemechek back at Omaha South, he said he taught me the head slap.
Oh,
he
yeah.
said you slap him upside the head and go.
Yeah.
And he taught me that, I got down here and I tried that. They were like, you can't do that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can't do that. So that's just one example.
Yeah.
That's just one example. But I've told my son, if somebody's holding you and you go tell the ref a couple times and they don't do anything about it, you can assume they're not watching, and you you get him upside the head. But technically there was a lot of stuff that I just needed to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'll never forget the spring ball.
Yeah.
My first year down, my first spring ball down here. I walked in the locker room and looked at the depth chart. And I was number 8. I was number 8.
So they had to write Joe's on the bottom of the page.
It's like, I'm way down there. I was number 8, but by the end of the spring, I was number 2.
Okay.
And the first game we played that fall was at LSU.
Oh wow!
It was at LSU, and we get to the arena about 90 minutes before kickoff. That whole other side, I think it was West. I'm not sure, but I think it was the West Stadium. That's the student, and it was just full, and they're just screaming, "Tiger beat, Tiger beat, Tiger beat," and we go out and we warm up and we come back in the locker room. And while we're in the locker room, they wheel this 450-pound Bengal tiger.
Oh, wow.
Up to the door. And as we start coming out to go play, they start poking this tiger in the butt with a cattle prod.
Oh, man.
Oh, I almost peed on myself. I was like, oh my God. You know, but we went and we were preseason number 1 in 1976 or 70. It was 76.
Yeah,
we were preseason number 1, and it was a 6-6 tie.
Oh wow!
And and I played a little. I didn't play a whole lot in that game, but the next week we went to Indiana, and we're beating them pretty good. And Coach Monty Kiffin was here then, and he said, Oudious, he said, go out and run the kickoff. We had scored. We had the kickoff. He said, go out and run the kickoff and stay in the game. So I'm like, okay. So I'm L1, just you the kicker. I'm here.
Yeah, you're going.
I'll run down there and sprain my ankle.
Oh,
sprain. I mean, this is the worst. And I've had several ankle sprains. That was the worst one I've ever had. And I got a hardship case.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I got a hardship
it's almost
case.
like a red shirt.
Yep. It wasn't. It was kind of. It might as well have been.
Yeah.
Because it was 6 weeks before I went back out on the practice field, and then I'm just a blocking dummy.
I got you.
And at the end of the season, Coach Osborne, he, I'm on the list to go to the bowl game, and I went into his office. I said, Coach, I don't want to go to the bowl game. He said, well, why not? I said, well, Coach, I'm tired of being a walking blocking dummy. I see y'all in the spring, and I got up and left, and I didn't go.
Okay,
I didn't go to the.
Which bowl did they go to that year?
It was the Astro Bluebonnet Bowl.
Okay.
In Houston, I guess.
Yeah,
but I didn't go. And then the next, and somewhere in there, my dumb, you know what, in a scrimmage in the either the first spring or the second, one of them, either the first or second spring, I put this move on the center and went around him, and the quarterback was throwing the ball, and I jumped, and the guy that I had beat came and hit me in the back of my legs, and as I'm going to the ground, my behind and my hands, and I'm like, well, which one am I? You gonna break your tailbone? And I'm just asking myself,
as you float,
be your tailbone or one of your hands? And my hands hit the ground, and I dislocated this wrist.
Wow.
And there's still a big I don't know if you can see it, but
wow.
But there's still that big knot right there.
Yeah.
And it's still there.
Wow.
And so yeah.
So now you're out again.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the third year where I finally stayed healthy for a while and actually made some progress. But I had to wear a cast on this hand. And I know I won't mention any names. I don't want to throw nobody under the bus.
No.
But there were some Nebraska players that had to wear these little foam casts, and they put like steel underneath. They put steel under there. They beating people over the head and stuff. But I didn't do that. But what it did do, I had to learn to, because I couldn't, my hand was limited.
Okay.
It was limited. And I had to develop some strategies to compensate for the fact that I couldn't just
right.
And so some of the pass rushes I came up with, especially I had this little wiggle move that was lethal. If I was to say so myself. But unfortunately for me, people didn't pass.
Yeah.
People didn't pass like they do now.
No, everybody's running the ball.
And if I look at games now, it's like, man, if I could play.
Hey, don't you guys go nowhere. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back with Otis Lee on 93.7, the ticket to get you happy on out.
Cool.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
America's been around since 1776. That's nothing. America's still just learning how to party. The Irish? The Irish have been doing it for thousands of years. Party the Irish way at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket. They've got your favorite Irish beers on tap, along with all the locals and domestics. Plus great house cocktails, a huge selection of Irish whiskey, and the best Irish pub food in town. See the full menu and list of specials online at mckinneyspub.com or just head down there. McKinney's Irish Pub at 7th and P in the Haymarket.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop.
Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR, and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit LibertyFirstCU.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. We are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Well, we back. Hey, man, I see you guys tuning in out there, man. I got to give a big shout out to Charles over at Mary Ellen's, man. I appreciate you showing love. Chubb, So Casita, man, I see you doing a big thing. I appreciate you, man. That means a lot to me that you guys are tuned in. I also got Jaden Goodwin and his assistant, man. Man, y'all keep doing this, man. Y'all gonna make me feel like somebody. You keep doing this. Rebecca, you know I got love and respect for you. You keep doing what you're doing and just know that I'm proud of you. Hey, man, now you was telling me how you was going through all these different things. And I think this was, you up to what, your sophomore year, junior year?
Sophomore year.
Okay. And then, so your junior year, what happened then?
Oh, it was about what happened my sophomore year.
You got injured again?
No.
Oh, you had some?
No, my sophomore, the year after the hardship case.
Okay.
It was a decent year for it was okay.
So you got some playing time.
I got some playing time, and
good.
my sophomore and junior years were pretty similar because in large part because I only weighed 218 pounds, 220 pounds.
Playing nose tackle?
Yes, I wasn't that big,
wow.
But I could run.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that big. But my senior year, I went from, at the end of spring, I was 218. And when I weighed in for fall camp, I was 248.
Wow.
And I didn't stop until I was about 255.
Man, so
and
you did a lot of games.
And I always tell my son, there's only one person in the history of football that ever got stronger during football season. That was me.
That was you.
Because most people, once the season starts, you start to decline from a strength standpoint.
Right.
And I got my mind just kept going, and there was nothing illegal.
Good.
That was in my bloodstream.
Yeah, you wasn't.
I was good.
Yeah, you just worked hard.
For the record.
Yeah.
For the record.
You just worked hard.
But yeah, it was but my senior year was it was a blast.
Yeah.
Because as a lineman, it's I always had great hips. But when you have that when you had that upper body, you can finish. You can finish things.
Right.
And you get some dude, if you don't have the upper body to manipulate him, you can get some movement, but then he's going to be able to come back on you. But if you have that upper body, you can not only get movement, but then you can lift him up and do all kind of nasty things to him. And that was my senior year was it was pretty fun.
So you, if I remember correctly, I think that would have been my first year.
Yep, that was your first year. Boy, we used to love coming to watch y'all play. We used to love coming to watch y'all play. Them freshmen, boy, we'd be down on it's not, well, it used to be the track down there. We'd be down there practicing, and it'd be Friday. And y'all played on Friday.
Yeah.
And boy, we'd be like, man, let's go up there and watch them young brothers play. Them dudes can ball. And we'd come running. We'd be running up there just like, and I'd be like, man, I wish I was just 1 year younger. Because we knew y'all were going to be really good.
But you know, the funniest thing about it is, man, as a freshman, I do remember playing those freshman games. But we also had to, we looked up to you guys. Because, we didn't want y'all, it was this thing, it's like kind of like our brotherhood to this very day.
To this day.
Yeah, we respect you guys, and we did not want to disappoint. So, the last thing you want is have an upperclassman coming over to you telling you, hey, man, you got to turn it up a little bit.
Right.
You didn't want to hear that as a freshman.
True.
So you worked really hard. And don't think we wasn't peeping up in those stands. we know who was at the game.
Yeah, that was fun. We loved it we loved coming to watch y'all play.
But we had a lot of fun, man. And I want you to tell everybody, and then we're gonna briefly get back. I want to talk about your son. But after you left Nebraska, what was your next move?
I tried out over the next 3 years. I tried out with the Eagles, the St. Louis. They were in St. Louis when I tried out for them, the Cardinals, and the Bengals.
Okay.
Now, the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. They went to their first Super Bowl that year, and they lost to the Raiders.
Gotcha.
The next team, and I got cut. I got cut from all three teams, but the St. Louis Cardinals, they wanted me to come to their camp, but they had the year I went to the Eagles camp, they wanted me to come to their camp, but they had drafted like 4 or 5 defensive linemen. And I'm like, if you wanted me that bad, you should have drafted me.
Right.
Why am I going to come in there trying to compete with 4 or 5 defensive linemen that you drafted?
Yeah.
And so I didn't go, but they still wanted me. So they signed me to a contract for the last game of the season. And it was 1980, the last game of the season. I played it in a game against the Washington Redskins in St. Louis, and it was sub 50 below wind chill.
It's cold.
It's cold. You from Texas, so I know you wouldn't. It was below 50 below. It was like 52, 53 below wind chill.
Woo!
But played that game, and they signed me for that because they wanted me in their camp the next year.
Oh, okay.
And
gotcha.
so I went to their camp. Make a very long story short, I got released, and then the third year I tried out with the Bengals, and I made mistakes behind the scenes. Nothing technically, but I made mistakes behind the scenes for pretty much every one of those stops.
Yeah.
And particular the Bengals, because the Bengals, I signed with them in April, and they drafted a nose tackle in the second round.
Oh, wow.
So it didn't matter how well I played.
Yeah.
I'm going to get cut.
Right.
And in fact, I even went to the coaches. I said, why don't y'all cut me so I can get a chance to hook up with somebody else?
Yeah, go where I'm wanted.
Yeah, and the defensive line coach said, he said, if you prove to be the better nose tackle here, I'll go in there and fight for you, which he did. But the problem was 2 years prior to that, when the first year I came out, this dude came out of Kansas by the name of Kirby Criswell. And I think Kirby's probably still in jail. he had all kind of, and I shouldn't throw the dude under the bus like that, but I'm still mad about that. I'm kind of like Michael Jordan getting cut when he was on his high school basketball team. I'm still mad about all that. But they cut Kirby, and then 2 years, and who was a second-round draft pick, and then 2 years later, you draft this nose tackle, and some free agent coming in here and is totally outplaying him. And how would it? So it came to a point where, are we going to cut our scouting staff, or are we going to cut Oudious?
Yeah, I got you.
I had to go.
Now, after that, didn't you?
I played a couple years in the USFL.
Okay, that's what I was. Yeah,
yep.
I was just.
I played a couple years in USFL.
And who'd you play with in
the Breakers?
Okay.
Who started in Boston
and then moved to New Orleans.
And then and they traded me. They traded me to and I won't get into all that because I have to use some foul language.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
I ain't gonna do that. I'm be good.
Yeah, who did they trade you to?
But they traded me to the Denver franchise.
Okay.
And I was in Denver for about 4 or 5 games, and then they let me go, and to make and that was it.
At that,
that was it for me. And about a year and a half later, I went back to school. And while I was doing all this pro football playing, the university system changed the entire scope and sequence of the College of Education.
Okay.
So I came back here and went back to school, and they're like, "Well, we don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that."
So a lot of stuff you had already done.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff was changed.
Right.
And I just said, and I was living at home with Mom, and I went and I just said, I'm gonna take one class. I went and took one class, and my students, the kids that I taught at Bellevue West, they'll get a kick out of this. I had long story short, I had to learn how to read a textbook. And there's a difference between a textbook and a novel. A textbook is designed to give you information. And if you read that, now a novel is designed to take you to cool places and tell you a nice story. But if you read a textbook like you read a novel, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna struggle.
Right.
And so I had to learn. This guy taught me how to read a textbook. And when I started teaching, that's the one skill that I instilled in my students. It's like, you're going to know how to read a textbook, because whatever job you get, they're going to give you a manual, and it's going to be constructed exactly like this textbook.
Gotcha.
So when I did teach high school, I really didn't care what my students remembered about the history class as much as that skill.
Okay.
Here's how you read a textbook. So I graduated from UNO in the winter of 1990, and I taught. I got hired by, let me just make another long story short, I wound up in Bellevue, and I taught for about 12 years. And when Malcolm was born.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break, then we're going to come back and let you wrap this up, okay? Because, man, this is very interesting. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Tickets to get you happy on out.
This is fun.
It's time to get the grill out for 4th of July celebrations. Make sure to load up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 5th are $2 off all steakhouse burgers and hot dogs. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
The Still has been Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska's go-to superstore for fine wines and spirits for more than 35 years. And from now through the 4th of July, get Crown Royal 1 3/4 liters for $46.99. Buy 2 bottles and receive a $25 mail-in rebate that makes each bottle just $34.49 before tax. Price valid through the 4th of July. Check out that deal and more at The Still, Lincoln's fine wines and spirits superstore, just south of 70th and Highway 2.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
The Ticket Water Cooler.
Typically, you kind of think of Nebraska as far as in-state recruiting as might not get the skill position players, but you can pepper in some offensive linemen and maybe a linebacker here and there. This class is led by it's in-state skill position players now. I mean, you're thinking down the line, you could 3 or 4 years from now have Daniel Kalen lining up with Davon Holland, Isaiah McMorris, and now Carter Nelson. Those are all your skill positions.
Keeping the highly talented, highly ranked players that are in the state with you at the home state school is a step in the right direction.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we back. Man, I tell you what, this has been very interesting, man. Yeah, this little time is from shot by us, but I got a couple more questions, man. So your son Malcolm was born, and he ended up growing up going to what high school did he go to?
He went to Bellevue West.
Bellevue West, and then he left there.
He left there, went to Iowa Western.
Iowa Western.
2 years.
2 years.
And left Iowa Western, went to Kansas.
And he started at Kansas.
He started 4 years down there.
Wow. Wow.
And this past year, COVID they had a decent year last year. They actually won 6 games, and
for Kansas
usually don't do that.
Right.
And I always tell people, if you'd have said when he graduated from Bellevue West in 2017, between 2017 and 2023, which one of these two teams is going to go to a bowl game, Kansas or Nebraska? Nobody would have said Kansas.
Yeah.
If you'd have said, and Nebraska still hadn't went to a bowl game.
Yep.
But yeah, he went to Kansas, and the COVID year gave them it gave those kids an extra year to grow and to mature. Because when you go to Kansas, it's all hands on deck. There's no red shirting down there.
Yeah, you gotta play.
You can be pretty good.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Right. Yeah. Get out there and be somebody.
Yeah, and a lot of times they're not ready.
Yeah.
But they had that extra year they got from COVID that gave them another year to lift and to understand the schemes and they got a real good coach down there now too.
Okay.
And, Lance Leipold. And so.
And now Malcolm's also big shout out to Malcolm Lee. Malcolm's getting ready now to try to get into the pro ranks, right?
He's trying to he's trying to get somebody to give him a call.
Gotcha. Well, there are a lot of options out there.
Yes.
I mean, because they got Canada, they got XFL, they got
USFL. Yep, they got
some
options. A lot of options that we didn't have.
Right.
So, and I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know what's going to happen. He sustained he pulled a hamstring during his pro day.
Oh wow!
And then he was favoring that. He went to 2 rookie camps, and the second rookie camp he went to was Buffalo, and they really liked him up there. And the first day, he sends me a text, said, "Dad, I'm the best player here." And I said, "Son, just remember, that's great, but remember, they looking all over the country."
Right.
The next day, he's kind of favoring that hamstring, and he tears his plantar fascia in his right foot. And so he's just, he went 4 years and he never got hurt.
Wow.
But he's got a hamstring, and he's got his right foot's kind of, it's kind of messed up. And what I didn't understand about it was that when those defenses, because he's an edge rusher.
Right.
He's about,
a big boy too.
He's about 6'6", and versus me, I'm not even 6. I don't even think I'm 6 foot anymore. But I shrunk. But what I learned, what Malcolm taught me, is that when those defensive ends try to run that corner, they run up straight and they turn that corner, and dudes are tilted over like and there's a lot of pressure on your feet.
Right.
I wouldn't even, because when you're a nose tackle, you got 3 guys here. If you ain't good, 2 of them are gonna hit you.
Right.
And that's what you got to worry about.
Right.
But I never, he pointed this out to me, that kind of that pressure you get when you're going around that corner on your feet. So we're trying to get him healthy.
Okay.
And get him right, and hopefully somebody will give him a call at some point. And if he doesn't get a call by an NFL club, he'll play next spring, and hopefully he impresses people. and he can get a chance to play next fall. Or
well, man, we're gonna be praying for him to have success. But I got to get this in too while I'm thinking about it. Every spring game, we got after every spring game, the Sunday after every spring game, man, we go to Otis's house, and he cook up enough food to feed an army. And man, when we leave there, I mean, everybody's sleepy. I mean, I just want to say thank you, man, for making that happen. And then we take our annual picture
under the
tree. So I'm just really humbled to be a part of that. And I just want to say, man, you can't stop doing that.
I won't.
Okay.
As long as I'm around,
I just want to get that out there.
I promise.
Now, I got one last question. You done told me a lot. I just want to know how you get your happy on.
You just said it.
Get the cook on.
Cooking. There was, what day was it last week that it was cool?
God.
I can't remember. Yeah. One day last week it was in the 70s.
Yeah.
I turned, because see, in my house, either if the air conditioner is running, the oven isn't.
Okay, I got you.
Because I'm not gonna stress out my air conditioner to cook.
Right.
But if vice versa, if the oven's running, the air conditioner's not running.
Right.
They don't both go at the same time. And I made I made pies. I made a couple pies.
Speaking of pies,
I made some. I should have brought you some. I didn't even think about
No,
that.
but I was thinking about exit 51 in Oklahoma.
Oh,
every time I go to Texas, or every time he goes to Texas, we take turns bringing each other these fried pies
back. From Arbuckle, I can't remember the last one. Arbuckle something. It's exit 51.
Exit 51.
On highway on
35.
I-35.
Yep.
Exit 51 in Oklahoma.
Yep.
and it's about a block. You drive about a block. It's a block off the interstate.
Yep.
It's just right off the interstate.
Man,
and they got some good pies in there. They got some good pies in there.
But Otis, man, again, I just want to thank you. It really means a lot to me that you took time out of your day to come down from Omaha to be in the studio with me.
That's my pleasure.
And we're going to have you back. I just want you to know we'll be moving in August to the new spot. So I'm just telling you now in advance, and I got everybody listening as witnesses. I'm gonna have you back. So,
all right, I'll come back.
Okay,
I'll come back.
And we're gonna do that. We're gonna run this back, and we'll talk about some more stuff that a lot of Husker fans have never heard us talk about. So
right.
we'll talk about
That'll
that.
Work.
Austin, all I gotta say to you, man, is thank you. Man, you're amazing, dude. You make my job so easy, and I just want to give you some love and show you that I appreciate you.
You make my job easy. It's I've worked early shows, I've worked late shows, never had more fun listening to stories.
Well, hey, man,
it's a blast to come in every Sunday night.
Well, I appreciate you, man, and I just want to let you know that it's not taken for granted. I always try to wrap my shows up with something positive. I always try to focus on the things in life that nobody wants to talk about, which is positive, because negative gets all the attention. And we've said that 100 times, but it's the truth. And, a lot of times when I be talking about positive things, it sounds like it gets repetitious, but I don't think nothing's more repetitious than negativity, because they give you a heavy dose of negativity every day, and I think about that. So what I'm going to say to you is this, man. Thank you again, Oudious. Thank you, Austin. And just remember, man, every day that you blessed to see, it truly is another day in paradise. And I always wrap my show up with this. Every day you blessed to see, truly is another day in paradise. So you got to get your happy on. Go! Thank y'all for listening.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and